All right, welcome back to the Labor Lounge, where we talk about current events and some more ish. I appreciate everybody for continuing to rock with the channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this with a friend if you're rocking with the content. All right, we got to talk about Sean Diddy Combs, 1990s bad boy era. Sean Diddy Combs. Seems like this man has opened up the floodgates. If you don't know, his ex girlfriend Cassie, who was an artist on the label at one point, I think she has one hit that I can remember. She has filed a lawsuit against Combs, or she did file a lawsuit against Combs, saying that she went through some forms of abuse. A couple minutes later, I come to find out Sean Diddy Combs has already settled that case out of court. So seems like he just wanted this to go away, or he has some skeletons in the closet that he didn't want to get out. If you've been online, you see 50 Cent has been very vocal about this. He stated his opinion, saying that he got a bunch of skeletons in the closet and that this is just the beginning of the troubles for the 1990s bad boy rapper, producer, CEO. So, with that being said, I think this goes a little bit further than just Sean Diddy Combs. I think he's actually opened up the floodgates for a lot more to come, not just for him, but for anybody who was doing anything that could be deemed suspect back in the 90s. Now, it was a different day and time back in the 90s, but these claims are coming back up, and people are trying to go out and get theirs. Now, you got a lot of people saying that this could just be a money grab, and that very well could be. But you got to tread lightly when you talk about these type of situations because you never know what happened behind closed doors. It's always going to be my word against yours unless it can be proven without a shadow of a doubt. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So Diddy settled out with Cassie, but now there was a second person that filed a lawsuit against Diddy. And now we have a third person who has filed a lawsuit against Diddy. Came out saying that Diddy and Aaron Hall, the 1990 singer songwriter, took advantage of her and her friend. She's going by the name Jane Doe. She didn't release her name, so I don't know what it is. But they're saying that Sean Diddy and Aaron Hall did the old switch rule where she started out with one and then Aaron Hall bust in the room and he did what he had to do. So it's just a lot going on with these cases. So this is the third person to come out and file a lawsuit against Diddy, right? Now, when I say the floodgates have opened, so Diddy's not the only one that's in hot water. I got three articles that I'm going to look at. And so far, we've already talked about Sean Diddy Combs. We've talked about Aaron Hall. Now, we're going to look at that article first, and then I'm going to bring up the other two people who have been mentioned to have been assaulting women back in the 90s and some as early as 1989. So I found this on Newsbreak. It was posted on the New York Post. Sean Diddy Combs sued by third accuser claiming he and Aaron Hall took turns doing the dirt. A third woman has filed a lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs claiming that the rapper and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall both took turns doing the dirt to her and a friend back in the 90s. The plaintiff, identified in the complaint obtained by the Post as Jane Doe, alleged that she and her pal met Combs and Hall at an event hosted by MCA Records in New York in 1990 or 1991. So this is what I mean when I say they performed the old switcheroo. The two performers later invited the women to Hall's apartment for an after party where Doe was allegedly coerced into having sex with Combs. After Combs finished doing his business, Jane Doe laid in bed, shocked and traumatized, according to the court documents. As she was in the process of getting dressed, Hall barged into the room, pinned her down, and forced Jane Doe to have sex with him. Ugh. So this is what the young lady is alleging. I don't know if that's her. These are just some pictures of Sean Combs back in the day. Obviously, you can see how young he looked back then. Um, Supposedly, she went on to say that later on that Sean Diddy showed up at her house and barged in. He was irate, as it reads here. He was irate and began assaulting and choking Jane Doe to the point where she passed out. The bad boy rapper for life was allegedly searching for the woman's friend Combs because he was worried that she would tell the girl he was with at the time and what he and Hall had done with them. I don't know if it's me or if that's reading funny, But as you can see, the woman has some pretty strong claims against Sean Puff Daddy Combs, and we're going to see how this plays out. But I don't think that this will be the last one. A little bit more. Hall 59 could not be immediately contacted. He is best known as a member of the 1980s R&B group Guy, which is currently on tour. So they haven't even gotten in touch with Aaron Hall yet. He's on tour, and now he has allegations that he's assaulted some women back in the 90s. So let's continue going down this rabbit hole when we talk about the floodgates. We all know this man. He's been sick. He's been out. He's done movies now. And that person we're talking about is Jamie Foxx. So Jamie Foxx accused of sexual assault in new lawsuit. So this comes out, all this came out on the same day. So news break, don't miss. Jamie Foxx is now facing assault charges. Actor Jamie Foxx faces sexual assault and battery charges in a lawsuit filed on Monday with New York State Supreme Court. The alleged incident occurred in 2015 at Catch NYC, a popular New York City restaurant, according to the complaint obtained by CNN. CNN has reached out to the representative for the plaintiff seeking comment. The plaintiff, identified as Jane Doe, claims in the suit that Foxx intentionally and without consent used force to offensively touch plaintiff's person, including groping her breasts and genitals. The complaint alleges Foxx seemed intoxicated at the time of incident. As a result, the complaint states the woman suffered and continues to suffer physical and emotional injuries, anxiety, distress, embarrassment, and economic harm, and is seeking an unspecified amount. A spokesperson for Foxx told CNN in a statement Thursday the alleged incident never happened. In 2020, this individual filed a nearly identical lawsuit in Brooklyn. That case was dismissed shortly thereafter. The claims are no more viable today than they were then. The statement added, "We are confident they will be dismissed again, and once they are, Mr. Foxx intends to pursue a claim for malicious prosecution against the person and her attorneys for refiling the frivolous action." The plaintiff is also suing the restaurant's parent company, Catch Hospitality Group, and various related business entities as defendants for negligent hiring, training, and supervision. A representative for the company was not immediately available to comment. So here's somebody else coming out saying that Jamie Foxx was doing the dirt against them. So this all started with Sean Diddy Combs. Now we got Jamie Foxx, and these are what I would call old cases. We're in 2023, so 2015, you're talking 8 years ago. And then you got from the 90s, Diddy and Aaron Hall doing whatever they did with this Jane Doe. And now we have this. So Guns N' Roses' Axl Rose accused of violent 1989 rape in new lawsuit. Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose used fame, status, and power to violently rape a one-time penthouse pet back in his rock and roll heydays. According to a lawsuit filed Wednesday, Sheila Kennedy, now 61, accuses Rose, also 61, of violently attacking her and anally raping her in a Manhattan hotel room in 1989, according to the complaint filed in New York State Supreme Court. The assault allegedly took place in February 1989 after Kennedy, who was a Penthouse Pet of the Year in 1983, first met Rose at an unnamed New York City nightclub. The complaint states Kennedy had been invited to the club by a friend who was a Guns N' Roses fan, but according to the complaint, the model was not that familiar with Rose or his band. After meeting Kennedy, Rose allegedly invited her back to his hotel room on Central Park West, but did not want her friend to come along because the woman was not hot enough for his taste. I could hear them saying that back in the 90s, or excuse me, back in the 80s. This was back in the 80s. But I mean, I don't have to go through this whole article. It is posted on the New York Post. But obviously back in those days, you know, there was a lot going on with drugs and alcohol, and who knows what could have happened back then. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think down in the comments. And until next time, I'm out.